Hello, welcome back to Truthseekerstea. My name is Kate, and I am so thankful to have you here, whether you are new or returning. So I just appreciate your time and your presence. So we're going to be looking at what you and your person would say to each other about the past, present, and future. So just an honest message from each side. I will spend some time in the reading trying to just piece together what what happened in the past, present, and future. But yeah, it's been a pretty interesting reading. So I will have your energy on the left side and your person's on the right side. There are 3 piles to choose from, as usual. Before we get into that, I do want to say that there will be an extended reading where we will be looking at a snapshot of you versus your person. We'll be looking at current thoughts, current feelings, desires, and intentions, along with guidance. So if you guys feel like these readings are resonating for you and you want something more in depth, I will have that linked in the description box right above the timestamps. But anyways, let's get into the pile selection. So today we have, sorry, I already said that, but for pile number 1, we have Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot with this amethyst crystal point. For pile number 2, we have the Starspinner Tarot with this Angel Aura crystal point. And then for pile number 3, we have the Pastel Journey Tarot with this Prenite crystal point. So go ahead and take whatever time you need to tune into the pile that you're feeling the most drawn to. Again, I will have your energy on the left side, so that should be a pretty good energy check-in for you guys to figure out whether or not it's your pile. I will have the decks linked in the description box. I'll have the timestamps linked as well, and anything else that you guys might be curious about in regards to me. So I hope you guys enjoy this reading, and I will see you at your pile. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this amethyst crystal point, and I always forget the name of this deck. It has an elaborate name. It's the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot. Quite a mouthful, but this is going to be your reading where we're looking at what you and your person would both say to each other if you guys were being completely honest. We're going to have your message on the left side and their message on the right. So I'm actually going to leave this right here, and then I'm going to use another deck for your aspect of this, for the energy check-in. So I'm going to be looking at what you would say in regards to the past, what you'd say in regards to the future, or the present and then the future, and then the same for your person. So there will be an extended reading. Stay tuned. I haven't decided what I wanted to go into. So if you guys feel like this resonates and you want more content to listen to, I will have that link down below. But of course, I'm just happy that you guys are here. Okay, so Spirit, please tune me into pile number 1. What would pile number 1 say to their person about their past? And please help pile number 1 tune into whether or not this is their pile through this energy check-in. All right, let's get one more shuffle, and then let's look at what you would say to this person in regards to the past first. What would pile number 1 say about the past to this person? I actually want this as like a holder. What would say to their person about the past? We have the 3 of Swords. We have the 10 of Cups in reverse. I am hearing Post Malone, I Fall Apart. I definitely saw a comment saying that people don't like when I use music to guide the reading. And for me, like, if you don't resonate with the songs in the message, it could just not be a reading, because for me, songs are very accurate in my life and just in general for me picking up on what energy a reading is essentially. And so I I do definitely keep an open mind, and I don't think it always has to resonate the whole time with the song, but if the cards are confirming that, then that's that. And so I would just recommend that if you guys don't feel like the songs resonate or the message, is just probably not your reading, because I am still going to continue to channel songs in my readings. So, and if you guys don't like that in general, that's totally fine. There are many other tarot readers that you can check out on YouTube. So anyways, with having said that, for pile number 1, what would they say about the past? If they're being honest, what would they say to their person about the past? With the 6 of Wands. Okay, so with the 3 of Swords coming out and the 10 of Cups in reverse, I feel like you would definitely talk about how this connection really did do a number on you, or that there was a lot of heartbreak from the past. I feel like you would say that you did see a future with this person. And yeah, with the 6 of Wands here, I feel like there's a sense, and I am hearing in the song, it's like, you said that I wasn't enough. You said it, now you said it. Yeah, I'm just hearing that song a lot. So I am just getting this vibe around feeling like the connection, I'm hearing, may have been influenced by outside perspectives, is what I'm getting. But I feel like there's an energy here of just like, you would probably talk about like the heartbreak aspect of the past. You would talk about how this person probably hurt you, or how you feel sad that this connection wasn't able to ground into a happy ending. I'm going to get one more for the past. What would they say? We have the 9 of Wands. I feel like you would talk about how, I feel like this person may have hurt your pride. Definitely. I feel like you would talk about how, and now I'm hearing because of you. So I feel like with the 9 of Wands and the 6 of Wands here, I'm getting that this person, you probably talk about how you didn't feel like this person recognized your value, or you feel like that this person didn't recognize what they had when they had you, or that, that I just am getting this guarded kind of an energy where it's like, because of what happened in this connection, like I honestly feel less optimistic about relationships in general. And yeah, I'm picking this up. I'm picking up that this heartbreak, I think it did a number on you, because I'm getting this energy of honestly questioning like the potential for long-term happiness with a partner. I feel like this person like shifted your view. Yeah, with the 10 of Swords here, I feel like there's this feeling of like, I wouldn't let the same thing happen to me again. And there's a sense of you've learned a lot through this connection. I feel like this is a connection where you've learned about how to stand in your power and how to know your worth, and to not, I'm even getting like to use logic more, because I feel like you may have had a lot of faith in this person, or gone all in a sense, or maybe you wore your heart on your sleeve a little bit more in the past. But when it came to this person, I feel like there's a sense of, now I almost just feel like it doesn't exist, or like that happily ever. And maybe you don't think that, but it's almost just like I feel like you would look at this connection and go, this is a part of what has shaped how I view relationships and how I view my future and what I want and how open I am in connections. Yeah, I'm just going to move this up a little bit. Yeah, there's a sense of like, you would say that you don't think that this person saw your worth, and you feel like they didn't really treat you how you deserve to be treated. I just want to tell you guys that if you guys see these marks on my hands, I let my friend paint on me yesterday, and it hasn't really fully come off, so please ignore that if you guys are curious why I have that. But I'm going to get the full picture, then we'll go more into it. So what would pile number 1 say to their person about the present? We have the 4 of Wands in reverse. We have the 4 of Swords. Yeah, I feel like this is, this could be a connection that went sour with the 4 of Wands in reverse. Like, I feel like, and with the 3 of Swords to the 4 of Swords, I feel like you would talk about how you've, I'm getting like kind of with no help of this person or I feel like this connection may have sent you into a need of spending time on your own, just like honestly catching your breath and spending some time to heal on your own and just even like, I'm getting like to declutter your mind. Like I'm getting that this connection was something I think you've had to recover from. And with the Four of Wands in reverse, for me, this is a feeling of due to trouble with your foundation or due to like a lack of, it talks about essentially like problems at home or problems with your community, problems with your foundation. Like, and you may even just feel like since this connection, you've had to really turn things around for yourself and cope, even though you didn't maybe have the support of something. Like I feel like the support of this connection or the support in your life feels like it wasn't there for you. And so it's like you had to sit on your own and kind of heal from this. All right, what else would pile number 1 say about the present? We have the moon in reverse. Yeah, I feel like you guys had to work through a lot of shadow content, and I feel like this connection brought up a lot of fear in you. Like, I feel like you would talk about how you've been spending a lot of time just trying to figure out maybe what happened or whatever happened in this connection could have just really triggered a lot for you. And with the moon in reverse, it's like this sense of having to go through your shadows, go through like maybe even like a dark night of the soul, but it doesn't have to be that intense for everyone. But I am getting that there's this sense here that whatever clarity you moved with in the past, like it gives me this feeling of when like you're slightly more, it's almost like that purity or that innocence before certain experiences happen in your life. And it's like, oh, before that event, I moved like this. And I felt like I had all this clarity. And it's almost like because the shadow content hadn't been triggered yet. And it's like something about this connection. And this is like not necessarily what you would say. Maybe you would explain some of this. But I do feel like this is relevant to the connection, is this sense of uncertainty and fear where things maybe felt clear cut about what you wanted or how you felt about relationships. It's like after this one, you had to cope. Like you had to learn how to handle certain aspects of yourself or certain aspects of the world that you just weren't really concerned about before. And with the Six of Wands here, this could even talk about like this level of confidence that you had. You might even feel like this person like made you feel more insecure or more fearful. And yeah, because it's like with the Six of Wands, the Nine of Wands, it's like this essence of you might have been in a better place like before you met them, or like, yeah, I'm just getting that you were in a better place. And then at some point, this connection really rocked you. And I am getting here with the Ten of Cups. There is a sense here that this was a learning experience for you. Like, I do feel like you grew up like, I think you've grown a lot through this experience, or you're in the process of doing that. And I feel like it is updating your worldview. I just keep getting that, where it's like you might have had a certain way of looking at things, but now you might be, like, especially with the Ten of Cups in reverse, I'm kind of seeing someone who has, like, an idea, and this doesn't have to be spot on, it's just the energy of this. It's, like, how we all view relationships or, like, happily ever afters, like, from the media and, like, watching movies, or even, like, seeing relationships but not knowing the in and outs of them. And, like, I even feel like sometimes our early relationships can be, like, where we're going through the motions. Like, when we dated people in, like, high school, it was, like, or even, like, let's go back to middle school. When we had, like, no authentic relationship, like, you definitely were not going to be working through stuff with your middle school relationship, but you would still at lunch be, like, holding hands together, and it's like, oh, I think we're doing the right thing. And then you might say things, like, in high school, like, oh, I love you, like, I want to be with you, and, like, you just kind of go through the motions and think you're so happy and, like, you're doing the right thing, and, like, you're just so in love and stuff. And I almost feel like this heartbreak, and maybe you've already known that, but I just feel like there's this sense of a transformation of the way you view relationships from this person, and, like, how maybe in the past you might have thought things were, like, all, like, a little bit, I just think you weren't prepared for this, or you weren't expecting the way that this connection impacted you. And so what I'm saying with the high school thing is, like, and then you grow up a bit, or you go through certain experiences in relationships, and you just realize, like, oh, I'm hearing a Beatles song. If I gave my heart to you, would you promise to be true and help me understand? Because I've been in love before. And I found that love was more than just holding hands. And so there's this feeling of heartache. And so I want to clarify that for some of you, I'm picking up that either you guys can clarify this for yourselves. I'm getting either you guys are talking to the person that broke your heart, or you're talking to someone else that you may have, that could be newer. Or like, if this person isn't the one who is responsible for breaking your heart, then modify it to that. But I'm getting that a lot of your past content would be talking about the way you viewed relationships in the past versus like when you've had your heart broken and how that's hurt your confidence or your sense of like victory even. Because with the Six of Wands here, like this can be like a sense of confidence and victory, right? And like feeling like it's gonna work out for me kind of. And so I feel like if this is someone new, you like redoing the past, you would say that like I'd become more pessimistic about relationships. And I kind of learned to rely on myself now. And it brought up a lot of, I'm still sorting through, and for the present moment, I feel like you would say I'm still sorting through an experience of a relationship breaking down, or my foundation like not being there for me, or even hurting me, betraying me, or a difficult ending in your life. You would talk about how you've had to heal from that and like sort your brain out. There's a lot here on like, either in the present, you are still from the past working through some scary sort of, not scary, that's the wrong word, but a lack of clarity. Again, I'm just seeing like you were in this sun energy before, and it's like now you're in this moon energy where you're having to deal with like hidden fears and like maybe repressed memories or fears like coming up and causing just so much more confusion for you. And so I feel like you would be talking about that. But once I get the whole picture, I'll be able to understand better if this is someone, if you'd be talking to the person from your past or someone new, especially based on the future. Can we finish out the spread for what they would say about their present to this person? What they would say in regards to the present? We have Justice. Yeah. So I feel like the content of what you would say about the present right now is that you become a lot more focused on, I'm getting an energy where you guys have become more discerning with this Justice card. Like you guys have become more aware of like action and consequence. And it's almost like I think there's a sense of you guys being a lot more careful with your heart, being a lot more careful with what you get involved with. With Justice here, I feel like there's a sense of balance here. And so let's say you guys were talking to this person, and it's going to be up to you guys, because I'm sure there's going to be people here who still feel like they need to talk to a person from their past. But if this is someone newer, like I'll just translate it for both and we'll see. I don't know. I don't want to get too caught up in that, but I would say that the present would be about you saying that you've really thought about a lot with the past with this heartbreak situation. And I feel like you might have thought about how you are so much more aware of like the need for balance in a relationship, the need for accountability is what I'm hearing, and a sense of maybe before in the past you might have let things slide more easily, or you guys might have like wanted to like act like a relationship was happy, or maybe ignore certain aspects that were like maybe needed to be dived into deeper. Because with the Ten of Cups in reverse, that can kind of represent, like I was just reading about the other day, and like there can be a vibe where it's like a couple that's kind of just going through the motions, or it's like in public they are, and like that's the Six of Wands here. That's what makes me think about it too, is like maybe in public there's this energy of everything's fine, or maybe most people wouldn't know about what kind of happened or like what it's like honestly, or like, but it kind of can talk about a lack of connection, or there being deeper problems than what each party is kind of willing to show. But with the Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck, I feel like there is this energy of you realizing that you don't want to be like victimized by a situation again, or you're aware now of like things you don't want to ignore. You're aware of like not just repressing things that are going on in a relationship. I feel like these are themes that you would want to talk about. And if this is someone that you're talking to from your past, I feel like you would say, honestly, like, if I could go back in time now, I would have done things differently, and I would not have ignored these certain things. I would have brought these things up, and I would have stood up for myself. I would have freed myself, because I feel like in the past I was just like afraid of, I felt like I was more ruled by what other people would think of me, or like doing the right thing, or feeling like doing the right thing involved me not shaking feathers, or not causing problems even. Like there's a sense of that coming through. And I just feel like you would tell this person that you've done a lot of thinking, you've done a lot of sorting through. You guys have, maybe you guys have been going to therapy. Maybe you guys have just been spending time figuring out like what you think about things. And I like when the Eight of Swords is here with the Four of Swords, because for me, the Four of Swords is kind of a, I feel like it's a moment of reprieve, or safety from the Eight of Swords. Because I feel like when the Eight of Swords is here, we can start to think about all of these other things. And it can be overwhelming, because then we start thinking that there are certain like reasons why we can't do something, but it's not even our own. It's like, because we're afraid of what other people will think. We're afraid of other repercussions that aren't actually our own thoughts. And so we can like take on the energy of other people and victimize ourselves, when we're actually free to do what we want. And I'm also hearing a message here where it's like, I feel like you would talk about with the Four of Wands in reverse and the Four of Swords, an energy of where you had to learn to figure things out for yourself, and like realizing how to not just lean on, like, what do you do when your home life isn't supporting you? Or like, what do you do if your community isn't there? So I feel like there's been a focus on self. I feel like you've been like taking an accounting of the past, and I just think you see it in a whole new light. I feel like that's what you would tell this person. Let's see what, we can keep going into more detail, but I want to see what you would say about the future to just put everything into perspective. Okay, with the Three of Wands in reverse, let me just see where we are. All right, let me get this. Okay. So we have the Three of Wands in the reverse position. What would pile number one say about the future? We have the Six of Swords in reverse. We have the Three of Cups in reverse. We have Judgment in reverse. Five of Swords. All right, what would they say about the future? I feel like if you were talking to the person that you have this history with, like history with in the past, I feel like you would say that I feel like you guys don't really see a way forward with this person. I feel like with Judgment in reverse, I feel like there's an energy here of saying I would never do the same thing that I did in the past. Like it's almost like you've freed yourself. I feel like you've been working on your own karma in regards to your past. And what I mean by that is, and sometimes we can have karma to ourselves, where it's like, if we have a pattern in the past of self-betrayal, we can have karma to ourselves. So it's like, we have to learn to make the right decisions for ourselves, and like, that's how we free ourselves. And so I'm kind of getting this energy here where it's like, you wouldn't, I'm just getting that you would not repeat the past, because with Judgment in reverse, I'm even hearing here that it's like, I'm sorry, I'm getting downloads rapidly. So I'm hearing with the Three of Cups in reverse, there's just this feeling of, I'm hearing now, sometimes songs help me put into words like what I'm getting, and then it just gives me a framework to talk about it. But don't take the songs too literally, you guys. But I'm getting Love Yourself by Justin Bieber, and it doesn't even have to be the whole song that it's about. It's just like this energy of, I didn't really see what's going on, but now I know. Like, I'm better sleeping on my own. And so there's kind of this energy of like the Three of Cups in reverse with like Judgment, of like this feeling of, I was missing what was going on in this connection, or like I didn't see fully like what I see now. And it's almost like in hindsight, Justin Bieber writes that song about this relationship that was like, I think it was painful, and there was a lot. And again, that could have been a relationship where like I don't know, like the person, things could have looked good on the surface or something, but it's like underneath it, he had to realize he needs to be more present and more like aware of these things that he maybe didn't even know he had to like worry about, like a person like using him for his like name and stuff like that. Not saying that's what happened, but it's just like relating to me. And then so with the 3 of Wands in reverse, I feel like you would say that there's really been there in the past, there was like a lack of planning, or not planning, but it's almost like, for me, the 3 of Wands can be about failed plans or a failed, something not turning out the way you would expect, delays, setbacks. And the 6 of Swords, like, for me, these both are cards around, like, moving forward, making progress, moving towards better things in my mind. So, like, with the future, this being about the future, I feel like you would tell this person, like, the baggage from this connection is too much for them. It would be against your better judgment to get involved with them. I feel like you would tell them that that you don't want to be, you're not willing to engage in this connection in like a superficial way or like a surface level way, or you're not willing to just sweep everything under the rug and like repeat the same past with judgment in reverse. If this is someone new, I feel like what you would say about the future is, you still have I feel like you guys still have something that you're working through from your past. And some of you could even feel a little bit like you need to take a break from relationships, or that I feel like you're still processing something. And so I feel like what you would say is you're still working on everything you need to learn to put a close to this cycle. So like the Judgment is the card that comes right before the World. And so I feel like you guys are in this cycle with this past here of like around relationships, around you becoming more aware of certain like shadow traits you have in your relationships that may impact outcomes of connections and that cause you to move in the way you do. Like, for example, and this doesn't have to be one specific example for everyone, but it's like an example of that. Using myself, like I feel like a shadow trait that I had was, let's say feeling like I need to prove my worth, or I feel like I have to be like perfect, or like I have to earn someone's love. And so for me, what that would look like is me abandoning my own needs in a relationship. And so that was like karma that I had to work out with myself, and because it ended up hurting me. But for some of you guys, it could even be other things that are just like whatever shadow content we have, things we don't see about ourselves until we go through an experience that's like painful enough to go, okay, like, why did this happen? How could I not let this happen again? So I feel like that's a process that you're going through, especially with Justice here. So we have Libra, by the way. Do we have anything else? We have a lot of Fire and Wands cards. Wands and Swords here. And so I feel like there's kind of an energy of your journey through... Those are both masculine energies as well. So it's kind of like... And then the Moon here in reverse. I don't even know where I'm going with that, but I'm just seeing that we have a lot of that. So there could be fire signs and air signs in this pile. Or you could just be going through a time period where that your journey in regards to like your passions and I feel like you're doing a lot of thinking on your journey, especially because I feel like the Wands and Fire are all about like action and movement. I feel like you're more at a standstill right now and you're processing everything mentally. And so it's almost like you're not prepared to move forward. You probably tell this person that you're not prepared to move forward if this is a new person. If this is an old person, you would definitely say that you're not willing to move forward with them. Let me just clarify, why is the Three of Cups here in reverse? Oh, I didn't mean to get this deck, sorry. I don't want that. But we also have the Five of Wands at the back of the deck. Yeah, there's an energy here of having to relearn how to trust again is what I'm getting. I feel like learning to trust again could be relevant to this connection for you, or either this past connection is something that has caused you to have to learn how to trust again. And then if it's a new connection, you might just be feeling like you still have to learn how to trust again. Yeah, and with the Knight of Swords here, I feel like there's kind of an energy of making sure that you're more cautious or that you don't jump into anything, especially if that's something that happened in your past, or like if you didn't like think it through enough. Yeah. And so with the Five of Swords here, I feel like you don't want to end up in this situation that's like a win or lose situation. And the Three of Pentacles for me talks about collaboration and like building something with someone. And so I feel like there's this energy, especially with having the swords and the wands. Another thing about that is those are the fastest moving energies in the deck. And so for some of you, you guys could be learning about becoming more aware of like the emotional depth of a connection and the practicality of a connection. So like the pentacles in the water. And so you guys could have gotten invested in something based on like the passion or the mutual attraction. And then like the swords, it almost could have been like that caused you to move very quickly. And so I'm getting here that there's this energy of I need to be more aware of like the emotional compatibility, like how deep the connection is and how well it can stand the test of time, how stable it is. I feel like those are two things that you guys might be thinking about or working on in a sense. But I want to clarify, why is the Three of Cups here? I'm getting that it's because it's like this energy of not seeing a connection clearly, like, because the Three of Cups for me can be almost like this, I'm imagining it where like you might meet someone and like maybe you, and this doesn't have to be for everyone, but it's like, it's almost like a superficial level of connection with other people is what I'm getting, where it's like, here's an energy. It's like when you, for us girls or whoever relates, it's like when you're at the bar or something and like you're in the line for the bathroom and like you randomly like meet a bunch of people and like you can have this like very like fun like talk with someone and you might be like, oh, we should like hang out another time or something, but like you kind of never do, and like you might never like that connection never grounds, or like it wasn't that deep, but it was like fun and like there was that spark and like maybe conversation, and but it's kind of it lacks a sense of depth to it. And so I feel like with Judgment here, I feel like you guys would talk about how you guys are for the future becoming much more aware of what you want in a connection, and like with the Three of Wands here, it's like going back to the Two of Wands and making sure that the decisions you're making and the plans you're making are the right ones. And it's like, I feel like you guys are going back to the basics and trying to figure out like what causes a relationship to work out. Like, how can I plan better for the future in a sense? And then so with the Six of Swords here in reverse, I feel like you would just talk about how you're moving on from a pretty difficult time, that there wasn't a lot of expansion, and you've been trying to focus on why that is. And in the meantime, I feel like there's this sense of awareness around, I feel like you guys are just trying to stay out of trouble in a sense, is like what I would say. Why is, yeah, and I just saw the Emperor and then the Magician. Yeah, there's a feeling here of getting more aware, or like mastering the masculine kind of an energy, because the masculine is the swords and fire. And so I feel like you guys are just going through lessons of air, lessons of fire. Why is Judgment in reverse? We have the Ten of Pentacles reverse. Yeah, there's a sense here of like learning how to pick people and like who is Queen of, or King of Swords. It's like having discernment, and becoming more aware of your future and getting invested in relationships that will stand the test of time instead of like more of a casual situation. But I'm going to put a lot more of this into context once we get the energy of your person, because I feel like that's going to give me more information about who you guys are most interested in talking to. All right. Please tune me into pile number one's person's energy and tell me what they would want to say to pile number one. I feel like you would also say that you don't want to move forward in a situation. Like if this was for someone new, like I feel like there's a sense of not wanting to carry baggage from the past into other relationships. There's an energy of wanting to sort this out and kind of close this chapter. But let's see what your person would say to you. All right, what would pile number one's person say, pile number one, about the past? Also, this energy is resonating. It'd be a good time to hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, so there is a stronger energy transference between us and I'm better able to tune into your energy for this connection and future readings. This connection, this reading. All right, pile number one. What would their person say about the past? What would they want to say in regards to the past? You know what? I'm actually going to add an extra line where I'm going to say, what would they say about this connection? Because I feel like that's going to give me more context. Because I feel like I'm realizing that anyone could kind of say things about their past. Because this could be relevant to someone that you already have a past with or someone that you are newly talking to. And like, even when you're in those scenarios, you're still going to talk about the past is what I'm realizing. You're going to talk about the present. You're going to talk about the future. So let me just see what, not what you would say, but what, trying to think, what's the context of, I'm just going to ask that really quickly. No, I'm going to see, what would you say about this connection? What would you say about this connection to them? We have the King of Pentacles. We have the High Priestess. We have the Seven of Swords. We have the Eight of Wands in reverse. Okay. I feel like this is coming through either way, so it's really frustrating me. But I feel like there is this overall tone of you guys becoming more aware of your intuition, wanting to listen to your intuition, not ignore any red flags. With the Eight of Wands in reverse, I am getting this energy where it's like you would say you want to slow down. Yeah. For a lot of you, I'm getting that you could be talking to someone newer and this could be in relation to your past. Because with the Empress here, I feel like there's a lot about you guys figuring out, number one, the timing of things. Like there's this energy of, I want my next creation to be successful. So I want to make sure that I am letting an idea incubate almost like a baby. Like I want to make sure that the timing is right. There's an energy of like talking about timing. And then, so I feel like with the King of Pentacles, it's like, I feel like you are looking for someone who can be stable, someone who like has their life together. And I feel like you guys are like hyper aware of any like sneaky energy or any flighty energy from a person. And I feel like that's why you guys are wanting to move slower in regards to your love life in general. So that kind of helps, but hopefully we'll figure this out with your person. Okay. Sorry to go back on that. I'm thinking for the extended reading, we could go into your current thoughts and feelings for each other, because I feel like this needs that. So like we'll look at how you currently are thinking about the connection, feeling, and what you want, and we'll look at it from both sides. So if you guys are interested in that, I'll have it linked down below. We'll also get guidance. Okay, so for pile number one, what does their person want to say to them about the past? We have the Six of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Nine of Swords. We have the Eight of Wands. Okay. Okay, so I am getting that this is probably someone that isn't the one who broke your heart from the past. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. Because your person, what they would talk about from the past, yeah, the King of Wands. So they would say that in their past, I feel like I'm almost getting like a heart-to-heart conversation. If you guys had a heart-to-heart with this person, and it's like you guys were both talking about like your past and like what had happened and your mindset from the past and from now and like how that impacts your future. Like that's what I'm picking up from this pile is like this person would say that they were someone who was very generous, who tended to be more anxious in relationships even. Someone who would move things forward or want to move things forward really quickly out of anxiety and And I'm getting here that in the past, they may have been very patient in relationships. They would tell you that in the past, they would have been patient, but then they would find that they didn't get back what they put their investment into. Like, and so I think this person can be really generous and they can be patient. And so I think in their past, they have been very patient for people. Like, I feel like this is the kind of person who has really like taken other people into account more than themselves even. So kind of, I don't know if it's similar, but I'm getting kind of a different energy from you. It's more like you guys maybe had more faith in relationships, or you guys like didn't, I don't know. It's almost like you guys had a shift in mindset in regards to love and relationships and how open you are to that. And, you know, what that's brought up in you, and like, just it's brought up a lot of work. I feel like with this person, there is a similar kind of an energy, but I feel like what they deal with is because they've had this experience where they've given a lot and then not received, they now have a lot of fear that people are going to like take from them or use them and then never come through, or that they're afraid that situations aren't going to be reciprocal. So I feel like this person can get anxious if things aren't moving forward or if they aren't getting enough from the other person, because I feel like this person can almost assume that it's never going to happen, or that if someone's wanting to take it slower, which it feels like you are wanting to take it slower over here, then they can feel like you're not serious about them. And it's or that's from their past, I guess. That's the past energy. So they would say that in their past, this has caused them to be fearful in relationships, and they would tell you that their fear causes them to try to move things forward really quickly. And I'm even getting this energy where it's like they'll try to push things forward, and if it doesn't move forward, then they'll try to move on and like cut their losses, because I think this person's biggest fear is being patient in a situation and investing and then not being treated the same way, essentially. And so, yeah, let's get into what they would say about the present. What would pile number one's person want to say about the present? What would they tell them about the present? The Knight of Wands, we have the Star in reverse. We have the Nine of Wands in reverse, and then we have the Strength in reverse. Okay, I feel like this person would tell you that their fear has been getting the better of them. There's a sense here that, again, I'm getting the same narrative. It's almost like what just came through too soon. I feel like in their present, they would talk to you about how if something doesn't move forward quickly, or if it's not clear where things are going, or like what their investment entails. And I'm getting like with the Knight of Wands here, it's this energy of like, this person likes to move things forward. This person does not like waiting. Like, they don't like being patient in situations, because I feel like let me cover this up. They tend to lose hope kind of easily, or it's like they can feel very discouraged if their Knight of Wands behavior doesn't work out. And so like this Knight of Wands, I'm kind of getting, and I feel like this person is learning to become a King of Wands. I feel like they're learning to have more patience, maybe for the future energy, but their current energy is, with the Strength card, I feel like it's overcoming acting from a place of fear, right? That's for me like what Strength is about. It's about realizing that strength comes from gentleness. Let me just get something to cover. Oops. I'm getting this energy of this person feeling like, because of what's happened in their past, and you have the Nine of Wands upright, and so they have the Nine of Wands in reverse. And for me, the Nine of Wands in reverse can be this energy of almost like wanting to give up. And so this person can kind of give up too soon because of the fear of putting more energy into it and then it not working out, if that makes sense. And so if you've been curious if this is the kind of person, because you guys may have dealt with someone in your past where everything looked good on the surface, but when you got to know this person more, like more layers of practicality in life or more emotional energies came out. Like you might have found that the person, like maybe they're really exciting on the surface. Like maybe they were passionate. Maybe they were like this Knight of Wands. And so this person might be similar to someone from the past. And maybe that's like a red flag for you. But I'm getting here that it's like what was I saying? It's like, so from your past, you may have felt like you should have gone slower. So you could have had a better sense of judgment on how like a person would be. Like you guys might have jumped into something or been more optimistic about a future than you should have. And so for you guys, you might want to move it slow and make sure that you do have like this King of Pentacles energy, or that you do have that someone isn't just in it essentially, like something isn't going to blow really hot and then burn out, or like a person isn't really sincere. Like I feel like you guys are afraid of a lack of sincerity, and they're actually afraid of a lack of sincerity as well. But the way that you go about it now, I think, is by wanting to be very cautious and move slowly and not get your hopes up too much for the future, if that makes sense. Like I feel like you guys might want to be a lot more practical about what you imagine with a certain person until you have more evidence of their, like, who they are on a deeper level. I feel like with this person, they have more had an experience of, they haven't had people that, and so for you guys might have had people throughout your life, or with a specific person, someone who seemed like they're going to be really great, like they might have love bombed you, or they might have just like been very passionate, and so you just thought of course it would like last or something. I feel like with this person, it could be that, I'm trying to think of the opposite of that. It doesn't even have to be the opposite, but there's more of a sense of, I've waited for way too long for you. It's like there's a lack of passion. There's a lack of, I feel like this person has maybe invested a lot in people where the person doesn't take action towards them. The person never tells them how they, like, never talks to them or like tells them how they feel. And so there isn't really, but then they still hold on to this potential, right? Like they still hold on to this potential that things could move forward or something like that. And so I'm getting this energy where this person, I think, has been extremely patient and has stuck around for people who were not very forthcoming with them, people who were maybe like avoidant. Like I feel like this is someone who would be with avoidant people. Someone where it's like they had to like walk on eggshells, or it's like they didn't want to ask for too much from a person, and then they would put so much energy into something, but then, and like another person would just kind of take, and then they wouldn't get what they wanted. And so then they're like, now I feel like in life, they're very like abrupt upfront. Like before, if they really like someone, I feel like they would do whatever the other person kind of wanted or needed. But now there's this energy of like, I need to like get clear on this, like as soon as possible, because I do not want to waste my time in something like, and I feel like this person doesn't have the fear of like another person moving quickly with them, because I feel like I don't think this person would be attracted to someone like that, essentially. And so they probably don't even see that they are like that sometimes, or that they act that way, is what I'm kind of getting. It's like this energy of not realizing that it's their fears that make them like this. And so this could even be a blind spot for this person, where it's like an instant gratification. It's like if they don't get like a message from you, or if they don't get like a sense of like passion or action from you, they can feel like things aren't going to work out. Like, because with the Star in reverse, it's the sense of things aren't going to get better. This person starts to have a fear that it's never going to change or something. Or like, yeah, they can kind of, it's interesting. They can, with the Nine of Swords, they can extrapolate really far ahead of like how things aren't going to work out, is what I'm kind of getting. Yeah, the Six of Wands in reverse. This person has a fear of not getting recognition or attention for like all that they would do for someone, is what I'm getting. Let's see. And I do think this person is a giver. So I feel like you don't need to worry, by the way, if this is like a newer person or someone that you've been dealing with and it hasn't been super clear, like maybe you guys have been holding back a little bit. But I'm just getting this energy of this person actually being, they are authentic, they are genuine, but you are maybe right that if this person feels like, if you feel like this person maybe wants to push things forward faster, and that raises red flags for you, they're not doing that because they want to, they wouldn't be committed to you, or that they only are interested in a passionate, or like that they're not genuine, right? They actually are genuine. It's actually their anxiety that makes them want to move faster. It's just like an anxious attachment style. But it doesn't mean that they that's all they want or something, is just like the beginning of a relationship. I think this is someone with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. They want to see long-term progress. They want to see a connection ground for the long term. They do want that. And then especially if this person doesn't pursue you anymore, if they get really discouraged, they might say that they might be coming off, and this might be even their higher self, but there's a sense of them wanting to tell you that if they, I just could see a lot of room for misunderstanding in this connection, because it's like, if they are the type of person to, oh my God, I just had like a fear that I was not filming. Okay. That always happens to me. But, what was I saying? So it's like, they might tell themselves that they're doing the right thing when they pull back from someone if they don't get like enough reciprocated interest. Like, let's say this person is like super interested in someone, and then they could accidentally come on too strong and then not realize that the reason why the person isn't reciprocating is because maybe they're not comfortable with that level yet. But for them, they might see it as a lack of interest or a lack of potential in a situation. And so for them, then they'll want to quickly move on and cut their losses. And they don't see that that's maybe more of their fear or their shadow content causing them to give up on a situation if it doesn't move forward in the way that they expect it to. But yeah, but what they would tell you probably is that they feel pretty discouraged in this connection. They would tell you that in their past, like, they've just dealt with people where they like wasted a lot of energy with them, or they gave a lot and never went anywhere. And so now they would tell you that they feel kind of discouraged in the connection. Because they just feel like what they want or what they hope for isn't going to happen. And with the Strength in reverse, it's kind of this energy of, like a lack of, they would say that they just feel really discouraged. That'd be the best way to describe it. But I also feel like this is the kind of person where if you gave them any like clarity, or like if you took action towards them, or like told them anything about how you feel about them, like I feel like that would really like, they would quickly turn back on. They just want to protect themselves too. So you guys are both protecting yourselves in ways that trigger other people. So it's like, you might get triggered by a person trying to move quickly. This person gets triggered by a person not giving enough for whatever reason. And for you, you get triggered by a person trying to move too quickly for whatever reason, right? Okay, so what would pile number one's person want to say to them about the future? We have the Lovers. We have the Three of Swords in reverse. I heard don't go breaking my heart. We have the Page of Cups. I feel like this person would say that they hope in the future that there is an opportunity for you guys to make a choice that isn't rooted in fears or like past trauma. I feel like this person hopes that in the future you guys are both more healed to a point where, and so I feel like there is an idealistic energy with this person, and there is a sense of them being aware. We also have Aquarius energy. We have Leo, big Leo energy coming through. We have Gemini, but like Leo for sure. Because with Strength in reverse, I'm definitely getting like a dramatic Leo. I'm a Leo myself, so I totally get it. But like kind of this sense of like disappointment that can come quickly if like, it's almost like if a Leo doesn't get the same level of admiration or the same level, or like if they feel like someone isn't noticing the effort they're putting in, or like, you know, they're the type of person to go above and beyond for someone and be like very loyal. But it's like, if that doesn't seem reciprocated in their opinion, they can kind of become sulky. But anyways, but they still for the future hope that there's a chance to open the door again with the Page of Cups. I feel like they hope that they would want there to be an opportunity to open up more emotionally to the other person. With the Lovers here, I feel like this person would say that they see you as like a high level soulmate. They would say that they feel like there's potential counterpart energy here. And with the Three of Swords in reverse, for me, this talks about like healing past wounds, healing trauma. And they feel like they hope that could lead to maybe finding more balance within self, could lead to more balance in this connection and more openness when it comes to emotions with the Page of Cups. Page of Cups can also talk about an apology. With the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like this person would say, I feel like this person is almost saying, and this could even be their higher self, but like I feel like it's almost like they're listening in on there's a sense of this person's energy being here and like listening to what I'm saying, and they're like, okay, like tell pile number 1 that I would be willing to move slowly. I feel like I'm like suddenly a messenger, or like someone's like, can you tell this person this? You know what I mean? And so there's kind of this energy of like with the Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, they're saying that they would be willing to move slowly, and that they actually would want there to be a solid sense of like they would want to be reliable for you. But I feel like this person is saying that they would need some level of openness from you, or like they feel like they need to connect with someone emotionally. And so it's almost like they're saying that for the future, they hope that things can, you guys can be in harmony with each other, and they feel, they're almost just telling you that they're willing to move slowly and they want to be reliable for you. Like there's nothing else that they would want to do. They're just saying that they need an emotional connection to feel comfortable doing that. With 9 of Cups at the bottom of the deck, I feel like they would say that they do really want this to work out with you, that they feel like a lot of emotional fulfillment in regards to you. Yeah. Okay, so for pile number 1, what would they say about to them in regards to this connection specifically right now? We have the 3 of Cups. We have the 6 of Cups in reverse. We have Judgment, and then we have the King of Pentacles, which is interesting because you have Judgment in reverse, and then you also have the King of Pentacles here. 4 of Swords. Interesting. Okay, 3 of Cups, 6 of Cups in reverse. Let me just tune into this energy. I feel like they would tell you that they are having a lot of realizations in regards to their childhood, and they would say that I feel like this person is developing their pentacle suit. And so I feel like honestly, I feel like whatever time is in between you guys right now, like especially like if there's a sense of maybe this connection needs a break and like come back together later, I'm getting that this person's learning lessons around taking responsibility for their life. And like I feel like they're learning from the Knight of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. There's an energy here of them learning to become, and I feel like essentially what you really need. And so it's funny here because it's like if there is a blockage between you, I feel like it serves for a reason, because I feel like it may not be time to come together with this person, especially if this is a counterpart energy. I feel like this person needs to be honest with themselves, and I feel like there's an energy of like, instead of like investing so much into other people with the 6 of Pentacles and then the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, this person's learning how to pour their efforts and how to become reliable for themselves before they're reliable for other people. Like I feel like this is the kind of person who would be there for other people like no matter what, but I feel like they wouldn't show up for themselves as much. And so there's kind of an energy here of this person learning about mastering the Pentacles suit and learning how to put their own security and their own like wealth like building that up before they connect with other people. And then with the 6 of Cups, there's also an energy here of like, if you guys are just friends for now, or I feel like this person would say is that they hope that there can be like a friendly energy between you guys. But yeah, they would really want you to know that they're going through a lot of realizations right now about their past, their childhood, why they are the way that they are, what they want to change in their life, and how they maybe get along with other people, or like even the kinds of people they had around them. The 4 of Swords, because the 4 of Swords is here too. Yeah, I feel like they're overcoming a lot of illusion in their life too. Why is the 3 of Cups here? The 3 of Cups came out for both of you guys. Why is the 3 of Cups here in their case? We have the Queen of Swords. So yeah, this person is becoming more discerning. Yeah, with 7 of Swords back of the deck, 5 of Wands, 7 of Wands. This person has struggled with a lack of clarity around people's intentions for them. And I think this person has been learning lessons about discernment, learning how to put themselves first, being careful with who they surround themselves with. I just feel like there's a lot from this person's past around self-sacrifice and it's almost this energy of feeling like not enough for other people and like putting so much energy into other people and like just thinking everyone else is like more capable than them, or thinking everyone else deserves more or something, or like not even deserves more, but like thinking that everyone else is just like they could put other people on a pedestal but then not realize like who they could become if they put all their energy into themselves. And so I'm just seeing that this person is learning to be more discerning, to not be so lighthearted so easily with people. Yeah, and so I'm even curious, and for you guys, I gave the example of like where you guys might be working through like certain wounds. I think I picked up on your person's wounds more than yours. I'm getting more than anything that I'm not exactly sure where your wound came from, because it doesn't relate too much. I would have to dig into that to understand, but this is where I'm going to leave it at because I feel like it's gotten kind of long. Yeah, I feel like I don't know. Let me know, you guys, if you feel like frustrated by long readings or if you like them. But anyways, I'm going to be taking it to the extended. We're going to be looking at how you guys honestly both think and feel about each other, what you guys both want. We're just going to go deeper into that specifically. We can pull message cards from each person for each side, and then we can get guidance on how to move forward, what's the best way to move forward, and anything else that just feels important. So I will have that linked under in the description box right before the timestamps. It'll say extended readings under there. And other than that, if you guys found this helpful, hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe so you can see future readings from, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Future readings from this channel. And other than that, I hope to connect with you again soon. Thank you so much for your time and energy for being here. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Starspinner Tarot with this Angel Aura crystal point, this is going to be a reading where we're looking at what you and your person would say to each other if you guys had an honest conversation. So we're going to be looking at what you both would say about the past, the present, and the future. And this could be in regards to your connection with each other, or like whatever you guys would say if you were given the opportunity to almost like have a heart-to-heart, if not a heart-to-heart, a very honest conversation where you say whatever you haven't been saying. And I'm just using the past, present, and future to give it some more context. So oh wait, I'm actually realizing I want to use this deck for your person. And I'll use this one for you. So, Spirit, please tune me in to pile number 2's energy. What would they say to their person in regards to the past? What would be most likely for them to talk about if they got a chance to talk about the past with this person? All right, we have the 2 of Swords. I'm definitely going to want to zoom out. What would pile 2 say about the past of their person? We have the 2 of Pentacles. Also, it's possible that the piles could end up reversed for you. It's my intention that this side is your energy and the other side is your person's, but it can flip-flop, so just keep an open mind. So if I'm describing this and it sounds more like something your person would say, given anything you know about them, I would switch the piles. So what would pile number 2 say about their past if they had the opportunity, if they were going to be completely honest? What would they say about their past? Okay, I think this was meant to be in reverse. Let's get one more. All right, 7 of Wands in reverse. Okay. and this definitely could be your person, but I guess it just depends. So I'm getting an energy here of someone almost saying, I didn't know what I wanted in the past. There's even a sense of, maybe it's almost an energy of like explaining yourself. So if this is your pile, I'm gonna speak in the pile. I'm gonna act like this is your pile, but if it sounds like your person, again, just like change the language. But there's an energy here of like, maybe there was a decision that was supposed to be made in the past in regards to this connection, or there was a decision that was made. And I feel like there's almost an energy here of like, I didn't fight for this connection, or I didn't fight for what I really wanted. And it could even be like an explanation of like, in the past, I felt like maybe I let, you know what, I'm actually not going to talk. Sorry, I'm like being confusing. But for this pile, I'm going to say like the left person. I'm going to say person A and person B. Okay, so if person A sounds like you, great. If person B sounds like you, amazing. But person A would say that in the past, they didn't take action, or they didn't move forward in this connection because they didn't really know. They had a lot going on in their life, and there's kind of an energy of like, this situation slipped between the cracks for me. And in the midst of trying to juggle everything that I was working with, I wasn't honestly not balanced in the past. And it's possible that other people, person A may have been allowing other people's opinions, or they may have just felt like there was a lot of like people that maybe were after them. They might have felt there's an energy of this person being distracted, person A being distracted by maybe something going on in their career, in their friend group. They almost felt like they were being persecuted, or like they were under a lot of pressure. And I feel like there's this energy of like, I lost a sense of confidence in myself in the past. And it's almost this energy of, I let things slip through the cracks in this connection because of everything that was going on in my life. I felt overwhelmed. I felt like there wasn't a way forward. And I just felt like it was one thing after another thing after another thing that was like getting in the way of the connection and me moving things forward with you, even if that was something that I really wanted. So I'm kind of just channeling it. It's like, even if that was something I really wanted, it was like, no matter which way I went at that time in the past, I couldn't win. It was like I had to make sacrifices, and I couldn't, I didn't know what was going to happen. And either way, I had to lose something. I had to sacrifice something. And I feel like in this case, I sacrificed maybe something to do with this connection, but it feels like this person's like explaining that. So let me get more information before I get too deep. So what would person A say about the present? To person B, we have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Emperor in reverse. We have the Hermit. And then we have the Star in reverse. Okay. So Two of Cups. I feel like this person, or person A, would tell person B that they're struggling right now. They would say that it's interesting because in this person's past, it almost feels like they were trying to prevent some kind of a ship from crashing, or they may have forced something that they shouldn't have prioritized. Like they may have really forced their way through a situation when maybe they should have slowed down and chosen wisely. But there's a sense here that this person would say that they've really had to go inward. There's a sense of this person having put off a sense of healing. Like this person is needing to heal. Person A would say, I'm in a time period where I don't have a lot of confidence in myself. I don't have a lot of faith right now. I'm in a pretty dark time period, and I've honestly been isolating myself because I almost feel like I don't even know what I want anymore. I feel like I have to go back to the drawing board. There's a sense of I had my priorities wrong in the past, and I'm dealing with the repercussions of that now. And it's putting me in this self-reflective state where I have no choice but to get closer to myself, because there is a sense here that in the past, this person may have listened to other people's suggestions, or maybe that I'm just getting that kind of a card where it's like, I listen to other people, or I let like other people influence me, essentially, like what other people thought I should do, other people's values. Because for me, the Seven of Wands is all about being really strong in your values. And standing up for them, like, no matter what. And I feel like this person could even be apologizing to person B and saying that they didn't overcome the situation. Maybe they should have. They could have experienced some kind of a challenge when it came to prioritizing person B. And again, it just feels like they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball on person B. And there's just this energy of trying to explain that they weren't in tune with themselves enough to even know to prioritize the right thing, and like they're paying the price for that right now. And so yeah, with the Hermit, it's like they're being forced to go within. And especially if this person has been avoiding, maybe they've been avoiding the reflection that they need to do, and they may have just been moving forward in an imbalanced way is what I'm getting. I'm getting this energy where they've been moving forward towards something in a way that hasn't been balanced, and there's a sense of defeat that I feel from them. It's like there's just this sense of I can go no further on the path that I'm on. And I don't even know what my future looks like. It's almost like this person would tell you that they're scratching everything and needing to reconnect with themselves, because right now they feel pretty lost. We have Aquarius energy, Cancer, and Aries, and Virgo. So a lot of major arcana here as well. And I feel like this person is being pushed to change. And it could even be that this person's values are more Aquarian, or it could be that their values are like a little bit more forward thinking than the people that were around them. And it's like they were pushed to be something that they weren't, but I feel like their ego was wrapped around being that as well. And so I feel like this person is maybe used to just being like in this in control energy. Maybe this person likes to be in control. And they may have not prioritized person B, or they may have made a mistake with person B because they refuse to let like another situation make them feel like imbalanced or out of control, if that makes sense. It's like they had tunnel vision towards something that they thought they wanted, I guess. And so with the Emperor in reverse here, it's like this person's kind of admitting that they don't know anymore, or that they're not in control. And that, especially the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, it's like, for me, this is giving this energy of like everything I thought I wanted, like turned out to be not fulfilling, or it actually wasn't what I wanted, or didn't turn out the way I expected. And I'm having to realize now that there's been a lack of connection with myself. And so right now I've been working on this connection with myself. And because I'm hearing this energy of I can't escape to the future. It's possible that this person put up with a lot of like BS, or even they may have always told themselves like the means, the end justifies the means, or it's like if things were not going well, or like if there were obvious issues that needed their attention, I feel like this person maybe, instead of like connecting with themselves and like what the right thing to do is, like what they want to prioritize, I feel like they could have just thought to the future and just like been fixated on what they're going to have in the future. But I feel like they're not allowed to have that escape anymore. Instead, they're having to deal with the now and the past even, you know? Because I feel like this person I'm getting this card where, hang on, I need to make sure that this light's on. I'm getting this card where people can resist the necessity of spending time still to process the past before you move into the future. I feel like this is the kind of person who tries to keep moving to cope with anything that happens. And so I think this person has maybe been running away from what's been going on, what happened in this connection in the past. And they're reaching this point where they can no longer run away from what happened here. And they have tried to do that. And so, and I feel like this person's ego is very wounded right now. They don't feel very confident in themselves. And they're in this energy of like hermiting, like hiding themselves away from the world while they figure this out. Because I feel like this person does pride themselves on being like successful or like in control or like powerful even. And I feel like they maybe are being forced to see that they weren't who they thought they were, and that they can't just ignore, they can't act in certain ways or like not act in certain ways and expect that not to catch up with them, if that makes sense. It's almost like they thought as long as they just keep this tunnel vision, everything will work out, I guess, or it'll never catch up with me. And so this person's kind of been forced into reflection. Yeah, I'm really getting this energy where they trudged through, they forced something that where they should have been more balanced in their priorities. Yeah. And there's also this energy of like, I should have fought for this. I should have taken this more seriously. I shouldn't have just done nothing. Especially if this person just did nothing or like never like, I just feel like there's unfinished business in this pile. Okay, let's see what the person A would say about the future. What would person A want to say to person B about the future? We have the Five of Swords. Oh God. Sorry, I have a light hanged on the ceiling right now. Literally, and it's like on its last thread, and I'm just afraid it's gonna like fall on my head. So I just want to fix it. I don't know why this is happening. Yeah, and I feel like this is kind of like a metaphor for your person. It's like this person was like hanging on as much as they can, like hanging on to their last thread. And for me, I'm literally putting duct tape. It's like this person tried to like cover things up and just hope that maybe quick fixes or like skipping like what they needed to, there was like what they needed to do in certain situations. I feel like this person is just karmically being held responsible for certain things. But anyways, let's keep going. Yeah, this person is very exhausted right now because they've been forced to end there's a sense of defeat here that I feel like they're experiencing. And I even feel like it's karmic, like especially if this person allowed themselves to act in a way like where I said that the end justifies the means. I feel like this person could have done certain people wrong and left a lot of people in the dust, never looking back at them because like they won. But I feel like now this person is getting like a taste of how it feels to be treated that way or to be on the other side of that. Cause yeah, with the Four of Swords in reverse, it's like this person is, I feel like something has really come around to bite them. Really shaking them up. And so, yeah, but anyways, let me just see. What else would they say for the future? We have the Six of Cups in reverse. Yeah, this person is pretty, we have the Two of Cups. The Ten of Swords. Okay. I feel like there's an energy here where it's like this person would say, I know I did you wrong in the past. I don't know if you could get over that for the future. There's almost a question here for you. It's like person A would say to person B, like, I am wondering if there's any chance in this connection. I feel like this person wants to know if, almost if person B is like long gone. I feel like there's questions of like, do you still hold a cup for me? Do you still feel a connection to me? Or has the past of this connection is that not possible? Is there not, because it's like the Five of Swords is so different from the Two of Cups, where it's like there's like harmony between two people. This is literally like competition between two people. I feel like there's an energy here of, I feel like they feel very bad. I feel like they're having reflection on this, but I feel like when it comes to the future, there's this, they're wondering if what's gone down between person A and person B in the past has been too much for there to be no like turning back with the Ten of Swords here. Can we clarify the Two of Cups? Six of Wands in reverse. Yeah, there's an energy here of like, this person has a lot of shame and guilt for the way that they treated person B, so they would talk about that. They would also talk about how they feel bad potentially about not giving person B the attention that they deserved in the past, not seeing them, not seeing them, making them feel like they weren't important or overlooked even. I feel like person A could have overlooked person B in the past and like really hurt them, maybe while they were focusing on like winning or just like getting to some kind of a goal. I feel like this person wasn't prioritizing relationships, harmonious relationships in their life at that time. But they would say like, I see you now. Like this person would want, I feel like, to turn things around. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. I'll pull anything else if I feel like I need to. Gosh, this keeps stopping. Okay, so let's now look at what person B would say to person A. The extended for these readings are going to be looking at each person's current thoughts, feelings, desires, and intentions for both sides. So if you guys are curious about going more into depth with that, I'll have it linked in the description box right above the timestamps. And also, if you feel like this is resonating, hitting the like button and leaving a comment are ways that you can engage in energy transference with me, where I can be more tuned into your energy for future readings as well. And just thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. I do really enjoy connecting with you, and I do appreciate your guys' comments. Helps me feel more connected in general, because I'm just doing this in an empty room just by myself, and I connect to the energy, but it's nice to kind of see where in the real world, like who's connecting with this. So, okay. But anyways, for person B, what would they say to person A about the past? Read the Three of Pentacles. Read the Six of Swords in reverse. Read the Ten of Wands in reverse. And read the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like there's an energy where it's almost like person B would say, there's a good sport kind of energy coming from person B. I'm hearing them say that they were patient with person A. Like, I feel like they would say in the past that they actually were patient with them. But I feel like with the Six of Swords in reverse and the Ten of Wands, there's an energy here where it's like, it's almost like person B would say, I had to move on from this because there was no stability here. I couldn't, like, there's also an energy of like, I couldn't really rely on you to come through. But there is this energy of saying like, I waited for you, but at some point that became too much of a burden on me with the Ten of Wands. And at some point I had to like let go of the baggage of this connection because it was weighing me down. I feel like person B would say that this connection, they had to let go of it because it was preventing them from moving forward. And that they were taking on too much responsibility for this connection to be something that's practical. Yeah, I feel like there's this energy of it took too long for you to come through. And there's also this energy of like, I wanted to work with you. But at some point it felt like for person B that they were the only one tending to this connection. Yeah, and I'm also getting like this energy where it's like the Knight of Pentacles. It's like being distracted, kind of looking at their pentacle. I feel like this pile number, person B would say, it seemed like you were more interested in your pentacle than our pentacles, than like us working together, and building something together. And at some point, like the connection just became too heavy for me to carry. All right, so for what would person B say about the present? We have the High Priestess in reverse. We have the Three of Swords in reverse. We have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. And then we also have the Five of Cups. All right. I feel like they would say that they doubt their intuition. Like, based on the way things turned out, they would almost say that they felt like there was an intuitive connection, or like they felt really drawn to person A. But at some point, the pain of this connection and the Five of Cups with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, it's like this connection caused them a lot of harm. And so there's almost this energy of like, I doubt my intuition. Like, this connection has made person B doubt their intuition, because it's possible that person A never really validated what person B was picking up on. And I feel like person A was too distracted with other things to prioritize this. And I feel like it just turned into this heavy burden and painful kind of a lesson for person B. And so I feel like with the Five of Cups here, there's just this feeling like they would say that in the present, I honestly feel like this was, I still have like grief over how this connection turned out. But I'm also hearing though that I feel like person B has turned this into a lesson for them. They would say that they have learned to be more self-reliant and independent instead of codependent. Like, I feel like this person has learned lessons on, I'm getting person B is probably, you guys are probably person B, just because this is, I'm picking up on an intuitive sort of a person where they may be in tune with the 5D and they may be in tune with possible outcomes. And I feel like person B psychically saw potential with person A, but maybe didn't wait for the 3D to catch up with that. And so I feel like they may have given this person more credit, or been like too kind, almost like too kind, like too giving to person A and too understanding, and just like they gave them more credit than they currently deserve. So I feel like person B gave person A like a lot of credit, and like they really like put this person on in high regard because of like their 5D connection. But I feel like they maybe didn't know in the 3D just how alone they were going to be. Like, I feel like they felt like they saw a kindred spirit in person A. And so I feel like they thought it was going to be a team effort. They thought that person A was going to want to build something with them too, and want this to be, they thought that person A was more focused on them, and maybe even as focused as they were on person A. So I feel like person B was heavily focused on person A in the past, but it turned into it being a burden. And there's just this energy of like, you weren't seeing me. Like, I didn't realize that you, like, maybe underneath. And it's like, I feel like they've learned this too. So you guys, especially if you guys are person B, it's like, they've learned this lesson around having to use logic and having to understand that a person can have feelings for you, but those feelings can be repressed. They can feel connection with you, but they can decide to not prioritize it for whatever reason, like whatever's going on in their life or like where they're at within their journey. It's like, just because there's potential there, which is real potential, it doesn't mean that the 3D is always aligning with the 5D. It's like we can be out of alignment with ourselves, right? And so like within our 5D self and our human self. And so I just feel like there was an assumption. I feel like person B would say that they had to learn through this experience that they need to, that instead of focusing on, instead of putting we before I, it's almost like this person A taught person B how to put I before we. And it's like in the spiritual like world, that's not super, it's more of like being in the 3D where we're all individuals. And it's like, I feel like in higher dimensions, there's more we before I. And I think this is something this person had to learn. And they had to learn that even though their intuition might be right, it doesn't mean that it's going to turn out the way that their intuition is seeing it. And so I feel like with the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, again, they would say, person B would tell person A that they learned that they need to take care of themselves, that they need to fill up their own cup before being so open to other people. And I feel like they've even learned like how to rely on themselves more and how to, just like how to put themselves first. So they would say that they learned that. There is an energy here of like, person A might think that person B hates them, but I'm really getting more that they just see the situation as it is, as something that taught them a lot. But I don't think like they hate person A. Okay. So what would person B say to person A about the future? We have the 10 of Pentacles. We have Temperance in reverse. Oh my God, you guys, I'm literally hearing, we have the 9 of Cups in reverse. I'm hearing come aboard the toxic gossip train. Oh my gosh, yeah. And I don't know if person A is going through like maybe a downfall within like their community or something. But I feel like person A needs to know that person B isn't the type of person to like judge someone really harshly or like go with fads. Like they're a critical thinker. And so what I'm hearing is like with the 10 of Pentacles, I heard all aboard though. And so there's this sense that person B knows where they're going with the 10 of Pentacles. But I feel like there's this energy of almost person B saying to person A that will not tolerate like an imbalance being brought into their life because another person's imbalanced. And so I feel like person B would say, I don't hold a grudge against you. And it's not that I'm absolutely against you being a part of my future. It's that there's work that you need to do and balancing that you need to do before you can kind of be a part of my happiness, before you can be a part of like what I've built for myself and what work I've done, because I've done a lot of work since the past is what I'm getting from person B. And so it's like, and I feel like person A could even expect person B to be in this 5 of Swords energy, but like they're needing to realize that person B actually had pure intentions with them the whole time. And I feel like the more and more they realize that truth, the more sad they feel and the more guilt and how they see the truth about themselves. And I feel like they maybe missed person B in the past because they didn't even recognize someone so pure and so loving. They couldn't even see that because of their own mindset. And so I feel like with the 9 of Cups in reverse, I feel like person B would say, I don't want chaos. I don't want imbalance to be brought in my life. So I feel like there's a need. I feel like person B would say, you need to find your own sense of happiness like I've been doing. Let's get one more for what person B would say. Oh, we have the 10 of Swords. Oof. Yeah, I mean, I think that there is a part of, person, I feel like with person B, there's an energy here of like, don't come to me the same is what I'm getting. Like, whatever, person B is done with person A as they were. Like, they need to go through a huge death and transformation and be reborn and be completely different for person B to even consider person A. Because there's just this energy of like, I'm also hearing like, as you know, like, I'm dead as you know me. Like, the person that I was before, I've completely transformed and I'm not even that same person. And so that cycle's over. Like, we're not doing more of the same. Like, I feel like person B would be like, we need to make that really clear. And I feel like person B would say, I have a very clear vision for what I want in the future. And I want loyalty. I'm just seeing this dog and this man. I want stability. I've learned my lessons already. So there's just this energy of like, I'm not upset with you. I don't want any revenge with you. Like, I've actually just learned my lessons from this. I know where I'm going. Like, almost like I wish you the best. And I don't even think person B, like, person B just doesn't, person A does not have the same hold over person B as maybe in the past. And there's been a lot of healing on person B's side and a lot of growth and a lot of reflection on the past. I even feel like, with the 5 of Cups upright, like, I feel like person B has been processing what happened in the past and they are moving forward. They've been alchemizing. We have Sagittarius energy here also, with Temperance. And so I feel like person B is saying like, either you're gonna be this 10 of Pentacles where like, if you turn this around, like, and you come to me correctly, like, that's a possibility, or it's a 10 of Swords. Like, it's up to you and how you move forward. And it's definitely not like person B waiting for person A. It's almost just like, oh, hey, how have you been? I feel like this would be a meeting after like a long time apart, like maybe a couple of years or just a year or like a month. I don't know. I just feel like for those of you that are resonating, it makes sense that this would be a connection where there's been a time period of separation. And I feel like person A is almost, I feel like they're just realizing lessons and certain things about the past that person B has already dealt with. Like, they've already dealt with their side of things. So like, while person A was still chasing whatever they were doing, they're like behind person B now. So person A is learning things about what to prioritize in their life. They're learning how to not be so stubborn and single-minded. To not let their ego get in the way of things. To not care what other people think about them to a point where that influences them. They're learning about like what real connection is, what real love is, what it means to really love a person. So yeah, there's the reason why I feel like person A is like, they're more connected to the past and what happened. I feel like with person B, it's kind of like, I just remember this as a lonely time period for me where I felt unsupported by person A. Yeah. And I also feel like person B doesn't really tune into person A as much anymore. Psychically too. Like, I feel like they've kind of cut some cords with person A. And they may have had to, because with the 6 of Swords, it's like, there was just like a lot of burden that person B accumulated from this connection. And I'm getting like karma. Like, I feel like there's just a lot of karma between these two people. So yeah, I think that's what I'm getting. I want to see if there's anything else that I could pull. I think that's where I'm going to leave it, you guys. I hope that made sense for you. I hope that you guys resonated with one side. If you guys are wanting to listen to more, I will be now going into thoughts, feelings, desires, and intentions. And within intentions, it'll be like, what are they planning to do or what are they likely to do? So if you guys want to go deeper into it, like, especially if you guys are person B and you want closure, or it's just kind of, it can kind of be interesting to reflect on these situations because it's like how far you've come. And it's like possible that like the way you would, if you were person B, the way you would think about person A was probably so different than how you would think about them now, especially if you're like listening to a reading about this person. I feel like things have like shifted a lot since the beginning of this connection. So I'll have that link down below. But other than that, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate your guys' time and for allowing me to read for you. Hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe if you guys want to see more videos from this channel and you want to be more connected. So I hope to connect with you soon. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Pastel Journey Tarot with this Prehnite crystal point, this is going to be a reading where we're looking at what you and your person would say to each other. And we're going to be splitting it up into past, present, and future. So I'm going to start off with your side. So this should be a good energy check-in for you guys because this is going to be subjectively from your perspective. It'll also hopefully give you context on exactly who we're talking about for this reading and just verify that it is someone that you are wanting to hear from. All right, so pile number 3. Spirit, please tune me in to pile number 3. I'm hearing Sweet Escape. Take me away, my sweet escape. I don't know what that's about, but it's coming through. Oh, and then I've got a pocket full of sunshine. Okay. What would pile number 3 say to their person about the past? All right, we have the 4 of Cups in reverse. We have the 5 of Cups. And I'm hearing where nobody cries, there's only butterflies. Yeah, okay, so we have a lot of cups, literally the 7 of Cups in reverse here. Wow. I feel like this could be someone that you had to walk away from. Because with the 5 of Cups, I feel like you would talk about some sense of disappointment from the past, especially if you feel like this person rejected you. I feel, or yeah, you might have felt that this person was not open to you emotionally at a time where maybe you thought that this person was going to be a sense of emotional fulfillment for you. Because with the 7 of Cups here in the reverse, yeah, Ace of Swords in reverse, it was like this lack of clarity that you had, I feel, around what this person was able to give you. Like, I feel like I just need to decipher the situation and then I'll say like what you might say, but I'm getting an energy where it's like I've moved on. Like there was a time, I'm literally hearing when I used to look into my father's eyes. Interesting. So a lot of songs coming through, but I feel like you would say I didn't know myself as well as I do now. I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know how to know what I wanted, and I didn't know how, like, maybe my discernment at this time period in the past was not the greatest. Or it's not like it wasn't the greatest. It was just something, it was like a journey you had to go through because we had the 4, the 5, 7, and 8. And so there's just this energy of like you having gone through some kind of an emotional journey. If you guys feel like this, because there is definitely this situation from your past where you were not able to find emotional fulfillment and there was a lot of grief letting go of the situation. And I feel like you had to withdraw emotionally and kind of decide to cut your losses in this situation with a certain person. Here's the thing I want to say is that for some of you, I'm not 100% sure yet whether or not you're talking to someone new and you're talking about your past and this other situation, or whether or not you are talking to this person about that. So I just want to get more of the spread out, and then I'll probably be able to tune into who you're talking to. So what would pile number 3 say to their person about the present? The Page of Cups, We have Temperance in reverse. We have the Three of Cups and the Four of Swords. Okay, so I feel like your present energy that you would talk about is definitely having to heal. Yeah, and I'm not surprised to see the Page of Cups in reverse, because there is kind of an energy from your past where you've been learning lessons in the Cups suit. So it's like I feel like you're moving forward from like a Page of Cups, and not saying that that's what you are, it's just kind of like the energy of that. And it's like you're moving forward into knowing how, with the Knight of Cups, to move towards what you want emotionally. And I feel like in the past you may have moved more in the like a Princess of Cups, where for me it's like where we can idolize love, and we can have this very idealistic picture of people, and we can be not notice like certain red flags, or not even just red flags, but we might not see a person completely. Like we might put them on a pedestal, and we might kind of create a fantasy of a person. But I'm getting here that it's like, I feel like you've currently been realizing how, I feel like you've been healing with the Four of Swords, so you definitely talk about that. But I feel like with the Page of Cups and Temperance in reverse, I feel like you have been learning to temper your emotions and learning lessons around what happens when you don't really have your feet on the ground and you are in emotional situations. It's like kind of an energy of not being super grounded. Or it's like, let's say that we're in the Cups energy, and so all of the pages are influenced by the air suit. So it's like if the water suit becomes dominant over the page suit, or sorry, the swords, which is air, discernment, like intellect, then we can like miss things, right? And so that's what I'm talking about. It's like, then we're not like seeing, we're not cutting through the fog of a situation. It's like everything's daydreamy. It's like an illusion kind of. And that's like the Seven of Cups that was there before. And so I feel like with the Four of Swords, it's like kind of you getting your feet back on the ground after feeling pretty like, I'm literally seeing like like Spirit's just giving me the example of like a washer machine. Like I feel like you've been in like a washer machine due to something from your past. With the Three of Cups here, I feel like you guys may be taking a little bit of a break from maybe like being super open with others and like being super lighthearted. Like maybe you guys approached love before in a much more lighthearted kind of a manner, but I'm getting that you guys are spending a little bit more time to yourself, or you guys are feeling like you need that, like you need to recuperate. And then I just want to see what the future is, and then I'll be able to channel more of like what you would say after I get the story. Okay. So what would pile number 1 say about the future to this person? We have the World. We have the King of Cups. Yeah, I'm not surprised to see the King of Cups, because you're definitely on a journey, you guys, around lessons in regards to emotions, like the water suit. And it's like tarot is a journey, lessons of life, of the different elements, right? And so it just feels like you guys have been going through an emotional one, like everything connected to the water suit. So like knowing your emotions. And the King of Cups is like the master of emotions. Like I feel like the King of Cups is someone who's learned to not let their emotions impact their actions. And it's like a very controlled kind of an emotional energy, but it's still really deep and in tune with emotions. But I just want to see one more. So what else would pile number 3 say to their person? We have the Hermit in reverse. 9 of Cups in reverse. Interesting. So I feel like I think I'm going to channel more of like the message once I have both people's sides. But I'm just going to say for the future, there's this energy of like an intention for you being around needing to get with the Hermit here, needing to get closer with yourself, needing to spend some time on your own to get to know yourself and your own emotions so you can close out this chapter with the World here. Because for me, this World card is representing like a lesson learned or like a journey coming to a complete stop. And so I feel like you got, and like, I'm not surprised to see the 9 of Cups here in the reverse position, because there's this energy of needing to figure out what you want, clarifying like your true emotional self. Sorry. Excuse me. And it's kind of like an energy of like, you know, we think we want certain things, and then as we mature or go through different experiences, our desires change. Like what would be emotionally fulfilling for us when we were like 20 versus 30 is going to be very different based on the experiences we've gone through. And it's like, it's even like that energy of like, you know, when you like have a crush on someone and you just like are so, you've already created like a whole fantasy world of what that is going to be. And sometimes we can think that emotional fulfillment is going to come from something that we're like creating in our own mind, but it's like our ego that is kind of creating that. Another example would be, and it's like maybe in that fantasy, like we feel like all of our emotional needs are going to be met. Like another person can do that, you know? So it's like, we might think that if we just get in this relationship with this amazing person, not saying you guys thought that, this is just an example. We can project out like our complete emotional fulfillment onto things that don't really hold that substance. And it's kind of like a mirage or an illusion that as you experience more, like you learn more with the sword suit, you experience more in regards to the earth suit, like what actually ends up happening in the 3D. I feel like we learn where our true emotional fulfillment is going to come from. And so I feel like there's kind of this energy here of feeling a little bit, what's the word? It's not debilitated, but disoriented. Like, I feel like there was this disorientation that's happened from your past that you guys are still trying to recover from. But it's like in the future, there's kind of this energy of like, I need some time to get to know myself. So I know what I actually want with the 9 of Cups. Because right now, I'm not sure that you guys are feeling confident about what exactly you should be putting your energy into in regards to what to invest in emotionally. And I feel like you guys might even be like drained emotionally as well. But yeah, there's a lot that you're needing to integrate. I feel like there's a growth process going on. So I'm just going to get your person's cards and then I'll see what you want to say, because I could see this being, I more likely am getting this being a situation. It could go either way for me, so I'm just going to get the other person's side of it. And what I mean by that is I'm not sure if you're talking to the person that caused this kind of emotional upset or if this has to do with another part of your life. I guess I can actually just clarify that. So, what realm was this 4 of Cups in regards to? What was the major theme to this cup journey? Strength. And so for me, that's making me feel like you've been learning how to maybe cope with your own like fears and learning and also with strength though, like it may have been that you've had to walk away from something even though you've been afraid, or it's like for me, the strength card is about overcoming your fears and like having the courage to do what you need to do. And so for some of you, this could look like you may have had to gain the strength to walk away from a situation that did not have your emotional fulfillment at hand, but you may have been afraid to do that. Okay, and I want to see how, and the extended reading is going to be how you guys feel about each other. We'll do thoughts, feelings, intentions, and desires from both sides. That's where I'm going to go more into that. But before we do that, I just want to see What is the current energy towards this person that we're going to talk about on the right from pile number 3? What is their like overall energy like towards them? All right, we have the Fool. Okay. Can we get one more? I just want to clarify. Yeah, okay. I'm seeing it's the Six of Pentacles, the Tower. Okay. So I feel like you guys could be at a point where I don't think you're talking to this person from the past, because I feel this is someone else with the Fool, like a new beginning, a new start, something that you might be considering starting, I guess. This could even be like someone that you, yeah, we have the Queen of Cups here at the back of the deck now with the King of Cups. I feel like you guys could be looking for your King of Cups if you guys are a Queen of Cups, or vice versa. And by the way, this could be your person's energy. If this isn't resonating for your side and this sounds more like your person's past, it could definitely be reversed. So just keep that in mind. But what I'm seeing here is an energy of you feeling like you've had to learn some difficult lessons in love, specifically. And this could be even like with friends. Yeah, you could even be recovering from some kind of like toxic community or toxic like friend group. It could just be that you haven't had a lot of support or emotional fulfillment in your life. And it's like everything kind of pushed you to have to kind of cut your losses from what you were invested in and move forward. But I feel like you were left kind of with cleaning up the pieces of that. And so I feel like you would tell this person that you're still kind of balancing everything out, and you might not be as social as what I'm getting. Like you might not be as open-hearted anymore because of what you've been through. Like maybe you were very open-hearted in the past. Like maybe you were like this Fool, like jumping into things very open-heartedly. But I feel like there's this energy that you have where it's like, I need to close this journey. I need to close this chapter before I can fully jump into something new, because there's an energy here of like upgrading from a page to a queen, like going from like mastery over your emotions, right? And so I just feel like you guys are going through this transformation. I want to clarify, why is the King of Cups here? Ace of Pentacles, yeah. So I feel like you would tell this person about the future, that I feel like you do see an opportunity with them. Can we clarify the Hermit in reverse? Yeah, the Six of Swords in reverse. You still have baggage to work through, though. Like, you would say that you're still working on closing out a chapter in your life before you're going to be ready to open your heart to this person. Yeah, the Six of Swords is all about still having baggage from what's happened. And I mean, yeah, the Six of Cups in reverse, the Seven of Cups, Nine of Swords. I feel like you guys are just still recuperating and needing to like figure things out. I feel like after like a disorienting time period where things are maybe emotionally overwhelming and like maybe we didn't see things clearly, it can take a while to get your head straight and to kind of just process what happened. So I feel like you guys are going through that, but you do see this as an opportunity, because I do feel like you see this person as high value. I feel like you see them as, you feel like this could be someone that matches your energy and where you're going. But I feel like there's this energy of I still need to get there on my own before I feel like comfortable. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Again, if this sounds more like your person, just switch the piles. Yeah, and Temperance in reverse can also be about, just with the Three of Cups and Temperance in reverse, this doesn't have to be for everyone, but for me, that kind of can be a little bit of like indulging in anything, or like an excess of anything. So like some of you guys, it doesn't have to be everyone, but it's like it could be some of you guys are like needing to get more stable in yourself. Like this, for me, this could represent like partying or just like taking things really lighthearted and not being super imbalanced with yourself and not really feeling super in control. And so it's almost like then we can just sort of do things to pass time, or we can it's just like we're not our best grounded selves. It's like we're kind of, we might make decisions that we wouldn't usually make because we almost like care less. It's almost like when you, I don't know, when you're in a time of like feeling emotionally out of sorts, it's like that can definitely influence our behavior. And so I feel like you guys could be working on, and in whatever capacity it is, just like learning, like rebalancing your energy with that Four of Swords, like needing to take a break from like social life or just like kind of staying busy just for the sake of it. But yeah, okay. Now let's see your person. So for pile number 3, what would their person say to them about their past? Or about the past? We have the Hierophant in reverse. We have the Emperor in reverse. Oh, by the way, we have Virgo energy, we have Leo, and we have Sagittarius on the side. So 2 fire signs, and then also Virgo with the Hermit. Okay, so then we also have Aries and Taurus on this side. All right, what would pile number 3 say, person, what would they say to them about their past? 8 of Pentacles, okay. Yeah, so I'm getting this energy where it's almost like this person would talk more about, it's interesting because I feel like the left side here is definitely more of like a feminine journey because it's just the emotional suit. But I feel like on the right side, this person would talk more in terms of like the Pentacle suit, which is actually also a feminine energy, but like with the Emperor here as well and like the Hierophant, I'm just getting more of like a masculine kind of a vibe. This person doesn't have to be masculine. It just feels like in the past, there's a sense of they would talk about their journey in regards to work and like their ambitions. I want to get one more just to clarify. Why is the Emperor in reverse? The King of Pentacles. Okay. I need also the Hierophant. Oh, interesting. Interesting. So what I'm getting is a vibe of like this person maybe talking about how in the past they would, okay, you guys, I'm actually going to let you all decide like who you would be talking to because honestly, it could be different for multiple people and that's why I keep getting confused or going back and forth. I find that when I start doing that and I start like thinking 2 ways and I start getting confused and talking about it, it's because usually that there's different situations, but regardless, the energy can still apply. So if you guys feel like you're talking to the person from your past that you maybe had to walk away from, and it's like almost like if you were catching up with them and telling them about your journey and what you've gone through, what you're going through, it feels like that could be a scenario, or it could be you. This could be a separate, different, brand new person that you didn't experience the past with, but you guys would be having like a heart-to-heart conversation and you guys would both be sharing what your past has been like. So just take what fits for you guys. But I'm getting with the King of Pentacles, the Emperor, I feel like this person maybe would talk about how they were very, maybe they were very controlling. Like they may have put a lot of emphasis in their past on like material gain and money and just like status, to a point with the Emperor being in reverse. For me, it's coming through as too much Emperor energy, because yeah, with the King of Pentacles, to me it's like, and this is also giving me like Taurus energy just looking at this. So this person definitely could have Taurus in their chart, but I feel like they would say that I was really rigid. There's an energy of this person explaining that they were very rigid in the past, and it's like they wouldn't budge when it came to there's just an energy of this person reflecting, and the fact that they know this shows that they have self-awareness on it. But it's like with the Hierophant in reverse, I'm kind of getting this like stickler for tradition and like structure and like sticking to what's known. And they may have even had like a sense of disdain, or they may have felt very threatened or opposed by people who did things differently, or people that were more like flexible, people that were more innovative. Like I'm kind of getting like the age of Aquarius that's coming in, which is Aquarius energy, is very innovative. It's new. It challenges authority. It challenges tradition. But I feel like this person was the opposite. It's like this person very much stuck to authority. Like I feel like this is someone who, when they were younger, like they really had to respect their authority. So now when they started to grow in their wealth, or like in their age even, they became like kind of controlling. Like they felt like everyone should respect them and like their expertise and like follow suit. Like they followed suit. Like no one should be defining their own value system, because like the Hierophant in reverse can be about challenging tradition, finding your own values and tradition, just the way that you identify like what's important and what isn't, and the way you kind of live your life. All right, just want to move this over. And so I feel like they would say I was so like fixated on this and like hyper focused, like to a point that it was not even healthy. And yeah, with the 9 of Swords in reverse, I'm just getting this energy of 9 of Cups, I'm not surprised. So with the 9 of Swords in reverse, they would say that they didn't deal with a lot of their like anxiety and like inner self, because I feel like they were so focused on what was going on externally in the 3D. Like they didn't know themselves super well, because I feel like it was almost a coping mechanism for this person to try to stay in control. And that was how they maybe managed their like anxiety, but they may have still had it. But yeah, with the 9 of Cups underneath, I feel like there is a similar theme between the two of you, because although it's very different, I feel like this person also became blind to what they actually wanted, like what would actually make their heart content. And so I feel like it's kind of interesting. I've never thought of this before, so I'm enjoying like learning this, but it's like, it's interesting how you could be on a journey around the 9 of Cups, or like figuring out like where your emotional fulfillment is. And like you could go through that journey. The blockage to that could be because of needing more experience emotionally. So like being emotionally slightly more immature, which I mean, we all were emotionally, I was very emotionally immature. Like I still am sometimes. Like I've had to go through like lessons where I've had to look back and see that. So I hope that isn't offensive, but it's like the Page of Cups in reverse is an energy of like a lot more lessons to learn in the cup suit. But what I'm seeing with this person on the right is that their blockage to their 9 of Cups was not really around being emotionally like, well, actually they might be a Page of Cups in reverse too, because it's like they're not in touch with it. But it's like this person, because they were so focused, it's almost like too much focus on the emotional suit can make us more emotionally stunted, but not enough focus on the emotional suit can cause us to also not be super grounded in, like, for you or for the left side, I feel like it's like what's actually good for you or what would actually make you happy, like a realistic view of that. And I feel like for this person, it's like not even considering how something is going to make them feel emotionally. Like that's low down. That was in the past, at least low down on this person's list. Like I feel like this person's craft, this person's career just has been their main focus. And I feel like they would say, they might even talk about how they may have had a father figure. It could be a mother or a father, but it's coming through as a masculine energy that maybe was really hard on them. And so I feel like there's this energy of them saying, I never really got, it's like I never got the opportunity, or I was never encouraged to figure out what my own beliefs were. Like I feel like this person had like this strict energy around them where they had to follow suit and they had to focus on being successful. Like there could be some sort of like family business, or just like let's say that their parents are lawyers and so they want their kid to be a lawyer, and there's just like no excuse to not do that. But it's like, what if this person doesn't want to be a lawyer? You know, like they'd be happy being an artist, or yeah, what if they'd be happy being a musician, something like that. I feel like there's this energy here of I never got a chance to really explore anything outside of this pentacle suit. Like all of my actions in the 3D, like what you could observe. When I say the 3D, it's like what, like right now in the 3D, I'm talking, I'm sitting at a desk, I'm touching these cards, like that's the 3D. That's what I mean. It's like, so all their actions and like what they were doing felt very just like very double rooted in the pentacles, where it's like pentacle energy, if that makes sense. And it's interesting because I was just reading about this, and it's like the kings, all of the suit cards have an underlying energy. So like the kings have pentacles influencing all of them. So that's why the King of Cups is grounded in his emotions, because it's cups plus earth. And so, but with the King of Pentacles, it's earth. So it's kind of like a double earth influence, essentially. So I feel like that's like a message that this person would talk about, is that that's just like had to have been a huge focus for them. Let's see what they would say about the present. What would pile number 3's person say to them about the present? Okay, we have the Tower in reverse. We have the 8 of Wands. Yeah, I feel like this person, okay, I feel like they would talk about how they've gone through some kind of a Tower moment where they've been forced to slow down, or it's like they may have had a lot of momentum towards whatever this like job was, or this career, this like sense of status. I feel like their values have gotten flipped on their head is what I'm getting, and their sense of control has sort of come crumbling down. So there's this sense of an empire, especially with the Emperor here, like crumbling down. So they would talk to you about that and how they've been forced to slow down, or they're not in a place right now where they're able to move forward like they've been able to in the past. They're not able to make progress. I'm hearing like they're not able to make progress in the same way anymore. Like they're not, it's almost like, well, it's divine intervention with the Tower. So it's like, I feel like spirit has caused some kind of a blockage where this person is being forced to branch out of this fixed energy of just the Pentacle suit. What else would they say about the present? All right, the King of Wands. Interesting. So I feel like they would say that they're trying to get in tune with their vision, like what they're passionate about, essentially. And it could, even if it wasn't like something that externally happened in this person's life, it could be that they just had an intense realization that they don't want this anymore. Like they don't want this life anymore. And I feel like it could be because they have some kind of a vision around what they're passionate about, like creativity. The King of Wands is a person that is grounded within the fire suit. So it's like fire plus earth. And so I feel like this person is learning to incorporate passion, spirit, and creativity, inspiration. For me, it's like inspired energy is the fire suit. And so I feel like this person's been inspired for a new path in life. They see a vision that they didn't see before until they had a realization internally or externally, things came crashing down. So yeah, okay. I didn't even ask anything, but for some of you, I'm getting that this could be the person from your past, where it's possible that the reason why you might have gotten your heart broken because this person wasn't in tune with their emotions, and they may have just been hyper fixated on something else. And so that could be them describing that. Or for some of you, this could be a completely different person, but they might actually share some of the similar traits to the person that you had to walk away from in the past, that you maybe saw a lot of potential with. So yeah, take what resonates. All right, what would pile number 3's person say to them about the future? We have the Knight of Cups in reverse. We have the Nine of Swords in reverse. I'm hearing the song, I will wait for you. Then we have the Four of Pentacles. And the Empress at the back of the deck. Interesting. I feel like they would say that they're afraid to... They may be afraid... Well, for me, it's like this Knight of Cups. I feel like it's like looking at the past. So I feel like there could be anxiety if this is if this is the person from your past and you feel like that is what's coming through, I feel like they would say that they feel blocked from moving toward you. And they'd be afraid of what would happen if they did try to move towards you. If this is a new person, I feel like they would say that they feel anxious. They're not super open with their emotions. They would say it's new to me, or it's not something I'm super comfortable with to be emotionally available or intimate to people. I'm very used to being blocked off at the heart. So it honestly does make me anxious to move with the heart. But I want to get more information on that. Okay. Can we clarify the Knight of Cups in reverse? All right, we have the Three of Pentacles. I literally drew like on these so they're covered. Yeah, there's this energy here of like, I don't know how to. There's an energy of I'm used to being like the leader or being in charge, and so it makes me anxious to be in a vulnerable position of like emotion. Like I feel like there's this energy here of this person like trying to explain that they feel uncomfortable. Yeah, there's an energy of being uncomfortable being on an equal plane with other people, or it's kind of like I don't know how to share a vision with someone. And I feel like almost this person's like confusing though, like it work with like emotion. It's like this isn't like a business partnership. So I'm just kind of like laughing at this person because it almost feels like they're like, I don't even know how to be like romantic, or I don't know how to move in that way, or I'm not comfortable moving in that way. Can you get the Nine of Swords in reverse? Clarified. We have the Three of Wands in the reverse position. Yeah, there's this energy of being afraid to move forward, feeling like they'd be afraid of failure. They'd be afraid of communicating the wrong thing. Yeah, they would say there's an energy here of struggling when it comes to three. So it's like they feel like they don't know how to progress things. Like there's this anxious energy around that. Okay, like why are they so anxious about that? Why are they anxious about moving things forward? We have the Magician in reverse. They may feel like they're not confident in their abilities. They might not be confident in what they have even right now. Yeah, Six of Pentacles. They might be wondering, what can I even give? There could be an energy of, and especially if like something's fallen apart for this person, like they might not be confident in themselves. Like maybe they do. They've gotten a lot of their confidence, maybe from their status or being like a leader. So it's almost like either they've lost a lot of that, or when it comes to love, it's like they don't feel adequate, or they don't feel like they know how, or something. Like they don't feel confident. That's the best way I could describe it. But it's like because their confidence is just in this one suit, right? And with the Six of Pentacles, and I'm also getting they might be more comfortable in situations where there's a clear giver and then a clear receiver. So it's like this person might do better where it's like they're the boss and then someone is like the follower. Even when they were younger, they might have been used to sort of an imbalance of power in relationships. So it's like they may have been like a yes sir kind of a person. And so it's like they almost only know this like imbalanced power dynamic is what I'm getting, or like that's what they're most comfortable in. And so I'm getting like with the Three of Pentacles that it's just this energy of like I don't really know how to be on this equal plane with others. So I just keep to myself. So I just hold everything in. And so I guess I'm seeing like on this side of it, I feel like what you would be saying to this person, you'd be saying something around, you're only interested in an opportunity with someone who's very in touch with their emotions. I feel like because of potentially not, you may have had your heart broken over someone that was really out of touch with their emotions or wasn't clear with you on their emotions. So I feel like there's this energy of like you saying, like, I would want a commitment. I would want like clarity and stability in a relationship. But there is still this energy of like, I still need to move on. For some of you, I'm getting that you could be worried that this person isn't in a state that's like balanced and tempered. And so for some of you, you guys might be feeling like you're not interested in emotional immaturity, like at all, is what I'm getting. Like you guys might be feeling like you're not going to come in and disturb my peace. So like if you aren't super in tune with your emotions, like I've been having to go through this journey with that. And so yeah, so for some of you, it could be this energy of like where you're still working on that. But a lot of you, I'm also getting that it could be this sense of, I want someone else that's like complete. Like I want someone who has that same level of emotional intelligence that I've learned or I am currently learning. Like I don't want someone to come in and mess with my balance, right? Or I don't want someone that hasn't integrated their stuff. Yeah, but with the Fool here, it's like, again, it makes me feel like there's a new chapter, new opportunity. But then I'm confused why this person is like closed down. Why is this person so closed off then? Or like why does pile number 3 think that there could be a new beginning with I'm gonna use this deck. Why does pile number 3 think that there could be a new beginning with this person? Or why do they think that there's a potential new starting point? Okay, we have Death in reverse because it's possible that you might feel like this has never really resolved or like there's unfinished business between the two of you. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Like Death in reverse, it's like, and you could even feel like this connection was meant to be reborn or rebirthed, or that it's just like the cycle has never really been over. Also, it could even be like, I would want closure with the world. Like I would appreciate an opportunity to get closure in this connection. And what I'm seeing here is like this person might be feeling like they know that they need to communicate things or move forward in some capacity. And it could have been a false start with this person too. So I'm getting this energy of like, there may have been like a false start between the two of you because I see like the Ace of Wands in reverse here. And things might have like slowed down or something. But yeah, I just feel like there's this energy of like, we could begin again because it isn't over between us. But then there's this blockage on your person's side. So yeah, that's what I'm getting. I'm going to take it into the extended now. We're going to be looking at how you guys are thinking about each other, feeling, what your intentions are and what you both want. And we'll be looking at both sides of that. And then we'll be getting guidance for each side. So if you guys are interested in that, I will have it linked in the description box. Other than that, one of the best things you can do to help me better connect with your energy in the future is through liking this video, leaving a comment, subscribing. I'm really trying to tune into those of you that are most compatible with my energy. And I feel like through liking the video, I feel like I'm more able to tune into those of you that are, I don't know, more regular or better like energetic match for me. So thank you guys for doing that. And if you don't resonate with my reading style or my readings, that is completely fine. And you know, there's a lot of readings here on a lot of readers on YouTube. So anyways, that's kind of a tangent, but I will see those of you that are joining me in the extended there. And other than that, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you trusting me and being here. I hope to connect with you again soon.